Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of the DxD Performance Podcast. My name is Patrick Manable, and wherever you're listening from, whether it's Spotify, YouTube, what have you, want to welcome you guys here. So a little bit of background for what this podcast is. DxD Performance is a private practice that hopes to educate, empower, and enable. One thing that I really love about this is it combines both the mental and the physical aspects of performance, because as we know, not everything is physical, not everything is mental. It's a very holistic experience, and that's the ones that I really approach things with, is making sure that the holistic person is being taken care of. So in my work with DxD Performance, we are looking to enhance the holistic experience. I will say that word probably so many times on here, so buckle up, get ready. Want to kind of preface today by saying that this is a first. This is going to be an experience, a learning experience. I know podcasts are all the rave now, and so less so of hopping on the train, but more of wanting to explore a new creative outlet for expression and being able to put myself to the test, be able to support others, and give an outlet for folks who I wish I had to listen to growing up, coming into school, that kind of thing. It can sometimes be hard to find different podcasts that you like to listen to, or areas, even if it's one episode here or there that you really connect with. Sometimes it can be hard to find. And my hope is just to be, if it impacts one person, then awesome. It's worthwhile. Also, this may be a space where if you're a client of mine, there might be an episode referenced or something like that you're coming back to look for. Or if you're seeing if I'd be a good coach, if I'd be a good fit for someone to work with you. This is designed to be a space where we're able to learn and grow kind of together. You'll see me grow as I work and try, and you'll notice even in the little things like the lighting. If you're watching with a video, the lighting will definitely be changed and stuff like that. The setup, everything, it's going to look different. And so I'm really excited for this. This is a first for me, and so I'm excited for this to be something that kind of takes off as a little passion project. But I do want to say that this content of this podcast is intended for educational and informational purposes only. The thoughts and opinions expressed are solely my own and do not represent the official positions of my employer, my university, or any related organizations. Nothing shared in this podcast should be considered mental health treatment, clinical advice, or medical guidance. While we discuss topics related to performance, well-being, and psychology, this information is not a substitute for working with a qualified professional. Listeners should consult the appropriate licensed professionals, providers, for their individualized support. Now that I have that out of the way, I do want to kind of get into, in this first episode, what you will be seeing with this podcast. This will be a pretty brief episode, but really I want to talk about what you're going to find if you're scrolling through the podcast list, right? And so whatever you're interested in, encourage you, click on it, listen, see what it's about. But kind of the gist is that we're going to be talking about all things sports psychology, strength and conditioning, and holistic athlete performance. And when I say holistic athlete performance, I mean this could be anything from youth, collegiate, professional, hobby jogger, what have you. Performance is performance, and I'll say that a million times over. But point being, it's something that isn't necessarily restricted to a specific sport, isn't restricted to a specific niche or interest. It can be pretty all-encompassing. So hopefully there are things that stick out and apply to you individually, but there'll be a broad spectrum of things that we cover here. So we're talking about sports psychology, we're talking about strength conditioning. Hopes to be able to interview athletes, professionals, both working in the field, different folks who are in the performance sphere, other students who are also learning as they're going, really to get a whole picture of what the field is like, right? The field of performance enhancement and development. And so for some background, I am currently a PhD student. I'm studying counseling psychology with an emphasis in sports psychology. When all said and done, I'll be licensed as a counseling psychologist, and my work will be devoted to supporting athlete mental health and well-being specifically. I currently am a certified strength and conditioning specialist through the NSCA. I'm sure I'll touch more on that in future episodes. I'm also collecting materials to send them off and apply to sit for the exam for becoming a certified mental performance consultant through the Association for Applied Sports Psychology. A lot of words thrown at you, but basically my background is strength conditioning, mental performance. Pretty good guess given that this podcast is devoted to that. So a couple of different perspectives you're getting with this podcast. We're getting myself as a former student athlete, but also as a working professional, a current student, wearing the different hats between strength conditioning, mental performance, and counseling psychology. A lot of it, there's a lot of umbrella terms and words we can kind of talk about, but it's going to be pretty broad strokes that we're going to be working through. And so some of them might be insight to my experience. I'm really excited to talk to other people and learn about their experiences, because that's what I really want to learn out of this podcast, is being able to connect with others and learn from them. And so I think that this is going to be a great avenue to do that. We're also going to be looking at different books and research. And I say that, and I'm going to make sure it's interesting. Now, those might be episodes students want to check into more as working professionals, because I understand we're all not here for a PhD in sports psychology. That's not what a good practitioner is typically communicating at this like very high level, cognitive thinking world. That's not my goal. I want to make sure this stuff is digestible and able to kind of be consumed in a way that's enjoyable. So when I say books and research, these are books that are related to performance. And so some of these books I've prescribed to athletes to read, or to read parts of, or to take worksheets from and learn about. These are books and research articles that are relevant to what we're going to be talking about. And so some of this is going to be the most modern research that's coming out about sports psychology, athlete mental health, and well-being. Or there's going to be days when we're talking about different things like current events in sports and how that ties in. And so all of this being said, we're going to be talking about research. Things are going to be backed by science. It's not really going to be like, I'm just choosing to talk out of thin air and come up with stuff. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to educate using science, very evidence-based work. So with that, what I'm really excited to do is apply it into practice, into the real world. So like real world examples, those kind of things, that's going to be what I hope to achieve. So all in all, we're getting different areas such as sports psychology and strength conditioning. We're going to be interviewing and learning from other people in the field, but also learning about how the theory and research apply to practice in practical ways that can be useful for a listener on any given episode. So as you're, scrolling through, by the time you're reading this or listening to this, this will probably be, the first episode you click on, I hope, I guess. Cheers to you if you do whatever you want. But when you're scrolling through the kind of list of things, pick out what you want to listen to, leave what you don't, I have never been a serial podcast listener. I've never been somebody who has found a podcast and has listened to every single episode. Kudos to those who do. I've never been able to do that because of bits and pieces I like, and bits and pieces I'll leave behind, right? I'll take what I need and I'll leave what I don't. And so I hope this is still a space for you to do that too. But if you have feedback, support, anything like that, feel free to let me know. But I'm really excited to go on this adventure because this is new. This is uncharted water. It's going to be a little choppy at times. It's going to be, definitely imperfect and a growing learning process. But that's kind of the beauty and the nature of podcasting and like that art, is that it's a creative expression. And so my hope is that this is a space where I can learn and grow, and you can learn and grow as well. So I think that's going to do it for this first one. I'm really excited to see where this goes. But yeah, so I will see you on whatever episode. I guess I won't see you because you're listening to a podcast, but whatever. I hope you tune into another one and look forward to hearing feedback. Hey, it's Patrick. Thanks for listening to the DxD Performance Podcast. If you're interested in learning more, go ahead and click the description on whatever you're listening to. You can find all the bios, links, and references from today's episode. Until the next time, hope you enjoyed the episode and keep taking things day by day.